We are at war with the oceans, and if we win this war, we're gonna lose it all because mankind is not able to live on this planet with the Dead Sea.
I just don't see how you could possibly enforce sustainable fishing laws with all these boats.
The same syndicates that are behind illegal fishing are the same criminal groups that are behind drug trafficking, human trafficking, and other crimes.
Seaspiracy is a documentary about the impact of fishing on our oceans and environment. The project was directed by and stars Ali Tabrizi, a British filmmaker. Since the airing of this documentary on Netflix in March, it has caused a stir in the seafood and environmental agencies. The film introduces us to Tabrizi as a budding filmmaker with a love of the ocean. At age 22, Tabrizi sets out to make his first film about the ocean. His Seaspiracy spiral starts at the devastating news about dead whales washing up on shores with plastic in their bellies. He quickly makes the connection that if our ocean dies, then our planet dies, and so do we. Like a good citizen of the world, he tries to help put a spotlight on that problem. Then we jump from cleaning up the ocean plastic, which by the way still needs to be addressed, to a news report about Japan resuming whaling. Now our new mission is to compare the rate of ocean life dying from ocean plastic to the Japanese whaling industry and their cruel fishing practices. Then we find a problem with overfishing our oceans. Then we venture into China's shark fin city to see why sharks are being slaughtered. As we travel further down the Seaspiracy spiral, we venture into how fish are being caught. Bycatch is a term that comes into play that also contributes to the death of our oceans. I could go further and further down the Seaspiracy spiral, but you should really watch this documentary to see how far it goes for yourself. There are many terrible atrocities happening to our oceans because of our terrible and unethical practices. The purpose of this film is to show you what's happening to our oceans and forcefully push you into action. I know most people don't react well to being forced or being shocked into doing something, but the point is that we must take action. I get it. I feel like this film was shot in the typical documentary style. This film in particular was very colorful and saturated, but not in a bad way. It felt very in tune with the marine life and oceanic documentaries of the past. The style is very bright and visually appealing, but when there is a scene with blood or red colors, it's very striking and pierces you as a viewer. Speaking of blood, if you don't like violence to creatures or animals being hurt, this is not the documentary for you. There is a lot of careless, thoughtless violence to these creatures, and it will hurt your soul. If you are sensitive to those types of things, please skip viewing this doc. Just get the cliff notes. There are a few animated recreations in this documentary, and honestly, I don't feel a way about them. I feel like the director is just checking off the documentary trope boxes. I give Seaspiracy a solid 8 out of 10. I would have given it a 9 out of 10, but I'm really not feeling the plant-based seafood push at the end of the doc. It was almost a commercial. I feel like if they had left it at eat less fish, or even eat less fish and if you need to, there are fish alternatives, I would have felt much better about the ending. I'm the type of person that doesn't really like to be pushed into doing something, especially since there needs to be more research on the long-term effects of plant-based products. You know, like how they affect people eating it and how making those products will eventually affect the environment. What no one knows is that if plant-based food becomes popular and fish demand slows to a crawl, how those seedy organizations will creep into the plant-based food industry and find a way to corrupt that. Well, from this documentary, I'm vowing to have a flexitarian diet. More veggies and fruit and less meat. That's what works for me and my family. What are you guys gonna do? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below.